You may have seen that Take-Two Interactive announced that Rockstar Games has acquired an Australian game studio called Video Games Deluxe, which, side note, is a terrible name for a game studio, but anyway. Video Games Deluxe was founded by Brendan McNamara, who used to run Team Bondi, which was the studio behind LA Noire, a legendary game. Another side note, but McNamara also used to work for Team Soho, which developed the legendary open-world GTA clone, The Getaway, which I would love a remake of. But back to Video Games Deluxe, they've been working with Rockstar a fair bit over the past few years. They were involved in the re-release of LA Noire and the VR version, as well as upgrades to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, which, as we all know, was very much in need of some upgrades. So, as part of the acquisition, Video Games Deluxe is going to be renamed Rockstar Australia, which got me thinking about what sort of projects this new team will be working on. Interestingly, back in 2020, Video Games Deluxe announced that they were working on a new VR project for Rockstar, which they described as a AAA open-world title. Now, a few years later, there was a bit of a row, I suppose, where a composer who was hired by Video Games Deluxe said she'd been hired to work on a soundtrack for a game titled Soden House, which was a psychological thriller set in 1940s Los Angeles. Now, Video Games Deluxe later said that they were working on projects exclusively for Rockstar. They said they commissioned some music from a composer for a VR project that they were working on between projects. It was based on a case from LA Noire that didn't make the cut, they said, but it was more of a tech demo than anything else. We have no idea whether this will ever see the light of day, they said, but we decided to finish the score commission to support a local composer. So was this the open world project they were talking about in 2020? I don't know. And what's the status of that project? It seems like it's unfortunately something we'll probably never see. And obviously people noted the similarities to LA Noire, but VDG refuted claims that this was any kind of sequel or anything like that. So what will Rockstar Australia be working on? Well, obviously an LA Noire sequel would be at the top of my list. Will that ever happen? I don't know. Has that ship sailed? Maybe. But LA Noire is such an incredible and popular game that I think a sequel would do really well. But this is all just a pipe dream at the moment. And talking of pipe dreams, I'd love a remake or remastered version of The Getaway. Now, for those who don't know, this is a brilliant open-world gangster game which was released for the PS2 in 2002. It's set in London, and a very accurate London at that, with real locations, real businesses, and real vehicles. It's not quite up to the standards of GTA Vice City, which was released around the same time, and I don't think The Getaway did that well commercially, but it's become a kind of cult classic. If I had to sum up The Getaway, I would say that it's basically a Guy Ritchie film in video game form, so if that's appealing to you, you should definitely go and check it out. Now, before Video Games Deluxe's predecessor Team Bondi shut down, it was working on a game titled Whore of the Orient. Again, another not great name, but the premise sounded really interesting. It was an action-adventure game described as such: Shanghai 1936, Whore of the Orient, Paris of the East, the most corrupt and decadent city on the planet, where anything can be had or done for the right price. Plaything of Western powers who greedily exploit the Chinese masses, boiling pot of Chinese nationalism, with the Kuomintang ruthlessly trying to suppress communism and the labour movement. Home to the International Police Force, a group of Western cops hopelessly trying to keep the lid on and keep the peace. Sounds amazing, right? And we even got a screenshot of what the game might look like. But of course, Team Bondi shut down, and the game was cancelled. But I'd really love to see it come to fruition, maybe with a different title. In terms of Rockstar titles, I, and I'm sure many others, would like to see a new Max Payne game, which this new studio could work on, although I feel like that's unlikely. I'd also love a new Midnight Club game. It's been far too long, although it's my understanding that those games are developed by Rockstar San Diego, so this wouldn't make sense. And close to the top of my list would be a remastered version of GTA 4. So maybe that's something this new studio could potentially work on. Realistically, Video Games Deluxe or Rockstar Australia aren't going to be working on GTA 6. It's far too late for that. But they could work on updates for the new version of GTA Online, or if we get any single-player DLCs, which, I'll be honest, feels unlikely, but you never know. But if Video Games Deluxe were already working exclusively on projects for Rockstar and have now been acquired by Rockstar, it's possible they were already working on something new and have been just brought in-house, basically. But what do you think? What game do you think Rockstar Australia will be working on, and what game would you like to see them work on?